How's it going, guys? That was Luke, my mom's dog. Today's a different kind of video. I'm at my parents' house, and this is the video that I promised BanDana Gramma. If you don't know who BanDana Gramma is, check her out. She's a very sweet lady. She does cooking, she shows her travels, and she collects bandanas of all kinds, and I just love her. And I promised her that I would show her my quilting that I've done. Yeah. Because blind people can sew. So, where should I start? The beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so about 18 years ago, I lived in a little bitty town called Crown King, Arizona. And there was a population there of 83 people. And this really sweet lady decided she wanted to teach the ladies ladies and guys who were interested how to quilt. She was an excellent quilter, and she taught us how to quilt in a little, literally a little red schoolhouse. And we would meet there every Wednesday. Was it Wednesday, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Or Thursday?
Thursday.
Every Thursday night, rain or snow, we would ride a quad, four-wheeler, down to the schoolhouse, and we would gather with the ladies, and we would do hand sewing. And she just showed me how to do it. And so this is the first thing she taught us how to make. And it's just a little, you could use it as a wall hanging or a table topper, doily type thing, and that's what I use it for at home. I put my candle wax melt on it, and it's on a little table by my front door. And she taught us how to paper piece, and my mom would cut out she would use a template and cut these shapes out. Dylan, can you move forward so I can set this down?
Yeah.
You're good.
What do you mean, no you didn't? Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. There was no paper piece on that.
On this there was.
No, there wasn't.
Okay, well anyway, maybe not this one. But she did teach us how to paper piece. This one, she used a template to cut out the shapes. And then they would pin them together, and I did all of this stitching myself. Dylan, you have to zoom in on this. I did all of this stitching myself. We used, was it 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch? That feels like it might have been 1/2 inch. Masking tape, which I think is pretty standard in quilting. And my mother's correcting me again. This was 1/4 inch masking tape. That feels like 1/2 inch. Maybe it's 1/4 inch. Anyways, you know what I'm talking. If you quilt, you know what I'm talking about. And we would put it on either side of the seam, and I would follow along the masking tape with my needle. And was this a straight stitch? That looks like a straight stitch. So I did all of this, and then you can see on the back, I did that, and then at the end, of course, I quilted it with the masking tape as my guide. So this is the first thing I made, and I can't remember if this was the Birds of Paradise pattern or the shoe fly pattern. If you know about quilting, maybe someone could leave a comment down below if they know what pattern this is, because I don't remember. So anyway, it sits on my table, and it goes with me everywhere from all the places I've lived since then. And yeah, just warms my heart when I look at it, because that's where Miss Bernie taught us how to quilt. So after this one, we graduated to something bigger, and this is where the paper piecing came in. I decided I wanted to make a grandmother's flower garden quilt. Here's one of the flowers I made. I did all of this sewing by hand. I have a sewing machine, but it's very difficult. I'm going to conquer it. I'm going to figure out a sewing machine, and I will show you that when I do. But Dylan, you want to show these stitches? I'll flip it over. So my mom cut out the hexagon shapes. Were these hexagons? Yeah.
Yes.
And for this we did paper piecing with butcher paper. Was it butcher paper or wax paper?
Butcher paper.
Butcher paper. And she ironed the edges down. You can see where the edges are folded. That's where they were folded over the butcher paper. And with all the butcher paper, and if you know about paper piecing, I don't need to go in too much detail with this, but all of these were attached to the butcher paper. And I would sew them, and this is all my stitches. I just whip stitched it all around. I would fold it like this, and I would just and then I'd go to the next one, and a couple times I screwed up, and I would have to have Bernie try to take some of the stitches out. Here, show it. I'll quit moving it around so they can look at it good. I would have to have Bernie try to get some of the stitches out with does she use a seam ripper?
A stitcher taker outie.
A stitcher taker outer. And she would laugh because she's like, my God, your stitches are so tight. It was very hard for her to take them out. I didn't mean to make them so tight, but I didn't want them to fall out either. So we went to the fabric store, and if I remember correctly, most of my centers are yellow. Are they all yellow? Did we do all yellow centers?
No.
No. Okay.
You don't have to whisper, Grandma.
You can talk, Mom. It's okay. They can't see you. She doesn't want to be on camera. So all of my centers are yellow-ish.
Well,
I can't remember.
Well, the middle one has yellow. Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to mess your
the
brain up.
center.
All of my centers are different.
No,
Well,
different patterns, but all of them are yellow. Like this other center has a
Yellow
flower
and
pattern on
And
it.
then what are these?
If I can show that.
Here, let's lay it out. Lay it out.
That one has a flower pattern on it, but it's still yellow.
and then these are flowers on the outside, just like this one.
And I loved picking out the fabrics. You would think, as a blind person, I wouldn't care. I don't know if it's because I used to be able to see, but I found quilting to be fascinating. It's a form of art, for sure. I don't think there's two quilts that are identical unless that's intentionally done that way.
I know what you mean.
I know I have some prints that are like paw prints. There's flowers, there's hearts, there's polka dots. I loved the idea of having a yellow and white polka dot center on some of them. So if you've heard of the Grandmother's Flower Garden quilt, it's all of these flowers that are, flip this one back over, that are interlocked. And
These ones are flowers too, but they're
so you would have this like this. Well, what I was discovering when I started to, because I don't know how many flowers I did. I was just going nuts. You couldn't stop me. I was just flowers and flowers and flowers. I even moved out of my parents' house and moved down to Phoenix, and my mom would mail me the flowers that she had paper pieced together.
I'm coming across.
And I don't know how many I did, but when
This is one side.
that's the clean blanket.
I'm not ready yet. Well, I'm standing there with
well, I'm not ready yet.
Okay, goodbye.
You're messing up my shit.
Goodbye.
Bye, Grandma.
Bye, Dylan.
Your dog thinks you're crazy. Okay, Dylan, come back.
I'm right here.
Well,
There you go, sneak peek.
A sneak peek. That was a sneak peek. What do they call that? A tease. So, anyway, I don't mean to ramble on and on about it, but I just want to tell about my quilting. So, when it came time to interlock these and make the quilt top, I got bumfuzzled as heck.
You all said it.
Because it just wasn't, when I got like to here, the flowers weren't fitting. So we tried to make connector pieces out of white petals. I thought white would be, what?
Intersections.
I said intersections. Intersect. If I say it like my mom, it's intersections. It just got to be too much. It wasn't making sense, and I was winding up with a big mess. So what I decided to do was, hey, down
Newt.
was
That's new.
we
Pause.
cut out big square blocks. I forget what size. And we decided to lay each flower down on the block and not connect them. So they're all separated now on a black background, which she showed you a sneak peek of. And we're ready for the quilt now. Quilt holder. No, she left.
Grandma.
Quilt holder.
She's coming.
It's like a little musical.
Quilt holder.
Quilt holder, thy quilt holder.
Quilt holder is here.
It's like those horns.
The quilt holder is almost ready.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now that I'm ready to show,
No, my dog will go after it.
he's fine.
Okay, Dylan. Show this part.
Here, come over here. So I can stretch it
What?
out.
She showed her face.
Come over here so I can stretch it out. She's not cooperating.
She's walking with
This is what happened when you don't script your show. Trust me, I could never script with my mother. All right.
I am not.
You showed your face again.
Is that folded?
I have it folded in half because it's too big.
All right, I'm going to back up and we're going to unfold it.
How many years does it take you to make this?
Anyways, never mind. This is some of them. Dylan, show it real good, please.
Yeah, those are some of the flowers.
You're too short.
Caitlin, help! Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
Help your grandmother.
Help!
Okay. It's a king size topper, okay, for my king size bed. And this isn't even all the flowers. I have more flowers to make throw pillows for it. So I still have to do, the top is done. I still have to do, now that's really good work, by the way.
Oh, come on. It's big time.
Oh, there's one that has a sky with clouds on it, and then in the middle is a yellow that looks like sun.
Yeah. All right, I'm hurrying. So the topper is done. So I just need to do the batting and the back, and it'll be good to go. But I've kind of taken a pause on it.
Okay, Caitlin.
Because as you can, and oh, by the way, this
Oh.
is,
Not okay.
Newt!
don't you snort. I'm trying to do a show here. All right. This is all done by hand, by the way. None of this is. Stop it. Pause. Pause. We're back. We had to take care of some issues. Didn't we, Mom? Okay. Now, we got this laid out here. I want to do it this way. Here's the flower. I say, wait a minute. Hold on.
There are some of the flowers.
Anyways, here's the flowers on the front. Which one is this one?
That is the front.
I know it's the front. Which flower? Which petal?
The blue and yellow one.
Okay. And I just want to show you my stitching on the back. You want to get a close up of this still?
Yep.
This is all my stitching, and I did every single stitch on this sucker. Yeah, I'm sorry. I look at this and I'm like, wow, I really did all. I did all that by hand. No sewing machine. Nope. That's a lot of work. I really should finish it.
That's a bunch.
When I finish this, I'm gonna show you guys.
How'd you do that?
Each flower looks like a day worth stitching.
So this is all the back. I even sewed all the blocks together. Here, show the seams still. I did all of that. That's a straight stitch. And then I told you my petals were all done with whip stitch, but let me flip this back over. What I didn't tell you, where's the end of it? Right here? Where's the petal? Right here?
The end petal is right there.
What I didn't tell you was when I sewed the flowers down to the black blocks, I blanket stitched the edges. So show a close-up of those stitches. Those are all blanket stitches, and the rest is whip stitched. and the sewn together blocks is a straight stitch. So I think I just impressed myself because I'm looking at this going, hot damn, I did a good job. So anyways, this is my big king size quilt that my husband has named the Love Quilt. That's what he named it. Okay.
Really?
And I'm just gonna show this one on top of that one. So now a lot of ladies are doing rag quilts. So I'm sure if you're into that kind of thing, you know what a rag quilt is. So, but before I made this one, I did a little baby blanket one, and I can't find it. I think we started remodeling my house, so I think it's in a box with my sewing stuff. And the baby one I did is hand and feet prints. And I believe it's, you know, all the pastel baby colors.
I remember that one.
Blues, purples, pinks. And what was funny is when I got it done and I did all the ragging on it with the little bitty tiny snipping scissors. One of the squares that was feet and one that was hands were going the complete opposite direction of the rest of the blocks. So I didn't wind up giving that one away. I'm going to keep it for my grandbabies someday. No hurry though, please. No hurry. So anyway, then I decided to make my daughter a blanket. And yes, I'm working on my son a blanket.
It is really, really comfy.
But this is the one I told you about, BanDana Gramma. This is the denim and pink.
It has like a jean color and a bandana.
Hang on one second.
Did you use real bandanas for that?
Bandana squares.
This is the denim and pink bandana that I did.
And just to tell you, it's really warm and comfy.
And I really like the concept of these rag quilts. I think they're so cozy and kind of old style. And I just really like them. We bought the pink bandana fabric, you know, by the yard, and the denim as well. And I just
Like a skinny
I'm trying to remember. Did I? I straight stitched the blocks together, and then well,
Can you remember?
no, I'm thinking they don't mind. When you do a rag quilt, you cut the back, you sew the back and the front, and if you put a middle piece, you sew them all at the same time. But most people do it on a machine. Well, I didn't want to mess with trying to figure out the machine. So this is all my stitch work on the back. And there's a couple spots that I have to fix if you see the holes that after we washed it, it came undone.
This is fuzzy. This is
This is the flannel felt type stuff my husband and I went and picked out, and it really unravels bad. So I'm not gonna buy that again because it's just really, as soon as we washed it, it just started coming apart. But it's really soft, so that's the back of it. And then I didn't put a middle in this because the back is super thick. So I would like to learn how to do these on the machine, because if I could do these on the machine, I'd plug out a bunch of them, and then I would take the little tiny scissors and I went snip, 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 snip all the way across. You knew when I missed and got my finger because I would say, gosh darn it, heck and shucks and stuff like that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well,
Something along those lines.
I just would love to learn how to do it on the machine, because I love hand sewing, and I really think there's something to be said for hand sewing. But machine sewing is a lot faster.
for BanDana
And I would like to make quilts and sell them. That's a goal of mine. But when you hand sew them, you might sell one quilt every 10 years.
But that's pretty fast for that.
Just
quilt.
saying.
You made that quilt pretty fast.
I've watched quilting ladies on YouTube, and they plug these rag quilts out on a machine so fast. And that's all well and good, but I do like the hand sewing.
For BanDana Gramma, here's all the bandana.
So there you go. That's my quilting story thus far. And I just wanted to share that with everyone and BanDana Gramma, because you said on one of your videos that you were thinking about making a bandana apron. And I love that idea, and then I just thought maybe she would love to see my quilts. So there you go. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a
thumbs up.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And comment down below.
Comment down below.
Whatever you want.
And thank you to all our new subscribers. We are up to 368.
I thought.
But we were just
That's
at 250.
It's amazing, huh?
We were just at 250.
Right. No, we were just at 10.
I'm just really enjoying this YouTube community that we have found, and just want to say thank you. So we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. So real fast, we were able to spread it out so you all could get a better look at it. And this is the whole thing. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Have a great day.
Yay. Bye.